Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning back into my podcast once again. So, I know I've covered some heavier subjects over my past few podcast episodes because it's real life and it's really what's going on. But another subject matter that I wanted to talk about because I've actually had clients ask me about this, but I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of where all of this stands at this point. And I wanted to talk a little bit about TikTok. Now, I am not, I, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I really do. But I've been getting a lot of messages asking me about TikTok and what I think about the situation. If you guys are not familiar, TikTok is a very popular platform that I believe actually started out as music. I think, what is it? Musically, I think is what the name was at one point, because I think that's what I had on my phone at the time. But whatever the case may be, it was owned by a company named ByteDance. And I think that company is located in China. I want to say it's a Chinese company. But there were very, very serious privacy issues having to do with data and allegedly like national security and that sort of thing. Basically, the overall situation was this could potentially be an app that other countries use, specifically China, to use to data mine people's information. Data mining, I mean, we've heard this years and years ago, but it's even more prevalent now, where you put your information into a website, which is basically a receptacle of your info. So your first name, your last name, your phone numbers, your email addresses, even a lot of times your address. So this was the concern. This was the concern a couple years ago, and in the recent past, which is why the U.S. Began to be, very concerned about what was going on and demand that that particular company, excuse me, sell to an American-run company. From what I understand, and I'm saying allegedly for all of this because, things have been up and down with TikTok. I had an account on TikTok. I recently deleted my account on TikTok. I'm hoping it deletes the information. I believe it deleted my account, but whatever the case may be, I think it takes like 30 days or so for it to be completely wiped off of there. But one thing that I did at one point years ago, excuse me, is that and a lot of business folks, I guess, do this. They lock out their business name on different platforms. Okay. So that was my reasoning of doing that. Listen, you can always let people know what's the real and what's the fake. You have a lot of public figures that say, listen, I'm not on Facebook. I do not have a Facebook account. So you may see your favorite celebrity or public figure on Facebook and they're like, listen, I don't have a Facebook account. So more than likely it's someone who is, sometimes it is a fan page, which a lot of the public figures may know about and may even follow. But anyone that's not telling you specifically that this is a fan page and they are faking as if they are that public figure, that can be very problematic. Online is going to be problematic no matter what you do. It is an amazing tool, and I'm saying just being on the web in general. It's an amazing tool. It moves information, quickly, and you can look things up and, Alexa is a thing and Google is a thing and all the stuff. But with that also comes bad actors. That also comes with the people who use these amazing tools for nefarious deeds. Is that the way to say it? Yeah. So we have to be really careful and pick and choose what we decide to use online, how we connect online, all of that. So TikTok has never, I'll be very honest, TikTok was never much of a friend of mine anyway. Um, I never understood, well, I don't want to say I didn't understand how to use it. I never understood, I guess, how to leverage it, in the best way possible amid all of these alleged data breaches and data mining and all of that. So that really became a concern for me over the years. So I finally decided to delete it because there have been so many creators who have been on there for so long. And they're like, listen, you better read this fine print. You better read these terms and conditions on this thing. Um, there was this thing where, excuse me, the app was being apparently being used as a way to collect user data and as like a surveillance tool, um, including taking facial recognition, your location, voice prints, all these sort of things. And it just got to be too much for me. And I said, you know what? This is not a necessity for me and any of my clients who are listening. TikTok is also not a necessity for you. I think every social media platform has its place, but TikTok has continuously been problematic for me personally. It has been problematic. You fill things out, it's telling you, no, it's wrong, and then you come back and it say, oh, yeah, but it's right. It's always been very up and down for me. And quite frankly, it's been up and down for a lot of my clients as well, which is why, they have never really been on there as strong. So we have to, excuse me, make sure that, and I'm sorry, I feel like I'm getting a cold, but I hope not. I could just feel it kicking up in my spirit, and I rebuke it. I don't want to have a cold right now. So, yeah, it's very concerning when a lot of companies hold your information this way. And let me tell you something. Is it going to be that different over at Meta? Probably not. There's definitely concerns, but I will say this. Um, any place that allows you to opt out of unnecessary data collection is a win for me. Anytime someone forces you, whether it's a company, person, people, entity, whatever, forces you to collect certain information that you do not feel comfortable with, if that is a red flag for you, let that be a red flag for you and move on from that. Some people don't even like giving their first and last name, and I don't blame you. Honestly, there are some things, when you sign up for certain things, they're going to ask you your name. They're going to ask you probably for a mobile number, an email address. But if I can get out of giving them a phone number, because that just gives them a direct link to you, at least with an email, you can control when you look at it, when you check it, that kind of thing. With a phone, they're going to call you 9 times out of 10. They're going to add you to their text marketing, all this sort of stuff. If that is not what you want, then do not sign up. There are so many other alternatives, okay? Like I said, is Meta going to be any different with Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp? There's so many different things. It's kind of like pick the lesser of the evils at this point. You know what I mean? Like, and I know these companies are doing their thing and they're making their money and doing their stuff. I get it. All of this data collection, and they do tell you a lot in the terms and conditions, the types of information they collect, Anytime you see something that makes you uncomfortable and that's not what you want to do, you don't have to do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you must do this. Is it great to be on social media? Absolutely. Does it expand your brand? Absolutely. If you know how to use it and you know how to use it effectively. But if it's no longer effective for you, especially if you're a brand that, doesn't necessarily have to be constantly showing everything on social media, you don't have to be on there every day. You can drop a video once a week and call it a day. It just depends on the type of brand that you are. Some people just don't post on social media a lot. Like I said before, does it expand your brand? Yes. It is a useful tool? Yes. But know how to use it to your advantage. If I post something on social media and I see it's getting really good traction, there's no need for you to come back and post right behind that other post. I gotta hit him again. Listen, this is slow and steady wins the race. Post according to the schedule that works for your audience. Everybody has a specialty. Oh, post at 2 p.m. Oh, post at 10 p.m. Oh, post it. Listen, post when your audience is active. And the way that you look for that is through your analytics. Meta has all the analytics that you can stand. Instagram, Facebook. I don't know if there's analytics yet for WhatsApp, but that's probably coming too. You know what I mean? Work the mediums that work for you. If TikTok is still working for you and you feel like, I don't mind if they have certain information, this is what comes with the territory, do your thing. For me, all I'm saying is check your terms and conditions for things and make sure that it is something that you want to be a part of. If it is not, you don't have to be. You can find other mediums. I encourage my clients to have outside mediums besides social media. Because here's another fact for the day. Your social media, especially if it belongs to Meta, it don't belong to you. Facebook doesn't belong to you. Instagram doesn't belong to you at all. TikTok does not belong to you. If they decide, well, we don't like what you said in that other post, and we feel like we're gonna take that post down, or there's some type of community violation, or whatever the different things, rules and regulations that these social media platforms have, it doesn't belong to you. Make sure you have your own website where people can find your information. Make sure that you have your own homegrown newsletter that you can connect with your people. Pretty much all of my clients now have very robust newsletters that literally have hundreds, even thousands of their people that support them. So if all of their social media went away tomorrow, their newsletter would be king. They could still get to people. And that's important. Social media is to be used as a tool and an enhancement. It's not supposed to be your whole life. All right? So, terms and conditions. This is not just about TikTok. Again, everything is allegedly. We know that companies are going to collect some information at some point. But just read your terms and conditions. Not even just for social media, but for contracts, everything. Comb through everything and make sure it is what you are in alignment with. If you're not in alignment and you don't like things that they're saying, that may not be the platform for you. You don't have to be on every platform. But the platforms that you are on, make sure that they work in your favor. You understand? Make sure they work in your favor and you are comfortable using those particular platforms. Okay? That's all I got for y'all today. I will talk to you soon. We're coming out of this cold snap up here. Hope you guys are staying warm, all right? All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.